As you can see, each tile is uniquely shaped. Let's just pull back quickly and let me just show you how it looks. Press tab to go into edit mode, and in edit mode you can see it just like that. This is done with geometry nodes, and I'm not too sure if it's a glitch or a bug. You can only see the colors when you press tab to go into edit mode, and for whatever reason when you try and render this out, viewing, it doesn't render out the colors just yet. I hope they fix that soon, because at the moment this looks a lot better than what I saw there. But anyways, the main purpose of this tutorial today is to show you how to make beautiful tiles like this. Anyways, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this geometry node tutorial. Alright, step number 1, select your default cube, press X and delete, Shift A mesh, and we're going to make use of a cylinder. Press numpad 7 to be in top orthographic view, and click over here, add cylinder, and change this to 8. Once you've done that, we want to press R to rotate this, and then we want to select minus 22.5, and that should make it perfectly level. Once we've done that, we're going to press G to grab it, X to lock to the X-axis, minus 10, just so that it's out of the way. Click. Then we're going to press Shift A, Mesh, and we're going to use a plane. And now we can begin. First thing we want to do is lift this up over here and change this to the geometry node editor. Make sure you've got this selected and then press New. Let's zoom in. First thing we want to do is go to point, and we're going to use a point instance. So automatically we want to instance this object over here. And currently the reason why it's in a different position than the original position is because we need to select this, press Ctrl A, and click apply the rotation. Boom. Next thing we want to do, we could change the size of this by making it smaller and thinner, then applying it, but currently this is perfect the way it is for this example, so I'll leave it as is. But we need to create a square block over here, which we will. So all we need to do now is Shift A, Mesh, and we will use a cube. And I'm going to press G to grab X minus 8, click, just so that it's out of the way. And then we need to go over here again. Let's pull this back and press Shift A, go to point, and choose point separate. And click on this, Shift D to duplicate. Click on this, remove this cylinder, and click this over here. Now Shift A, geometry, join geometry, click it over here and connect this. Now they're going to be on top of each other, which won't necessarily give you the desired result. So one thing we want to do is select your plane and press tab to go into edit mode and choose wireframe mode so we can see what's going on. We want this middle point to be that. But before we can do anything, we have to press F3 and type in poke and choose poke faces. And just like that, we have a centerpiece over there, which is quite nice. We can choose solid view mode and take a look at that. That's not exactly what we want. So let's go back into wireframe mode. What we need to do now is go to our object data properties of our plane, and we're going to create a vertex group, and we're going to select this middle vertex over here and click assign, and we're going to press Ctrl I, select everything else, and drop this all the way down here. Once you've done that, just to make sure we did it correctly, we can go to weight paint, and just so we can just see the main thing we're trying to look at, we're just going to click on this so we can see. There we go, that's perfect. We want it to be red in the middle and 0, which is blue, on the outer rim. So that's looking pretty good. Click that and bring it back. And what this means now, all we need to do here is type in group, which is that group vertex group we created. We just named it group, and there you have it. Now all we need to do is go back to our edit mode, our object mode, select this, and just scale this. Well, first rotate this 45 degrees, Control A, apply rotation, and then press S 0.4, Control A, apply scale. And the only other thing I would recommend is selecting this S 0.2, hold on, pardon me. You want to scale this over here. So we're going to press S to scale it. Z only on the Z axis, 0.2. Control A, scale. And then numpad 1 for front orthographic view. And we're just going to scale this down as well. Press S and just S, Z, and just scale this down over here as well. Maybe make it thinner so there's a bit more, it's a bit more interesting. G, Control A, and now you can say, well, before we even continue, press Tab to go into edit mode, and press G, Z, and just bring this down so the center is like that. I'm just going to zoom in. G, Z, hold in Shift, and there we go. This is at the bottom. Oh, it has to be even. No, I think that's about right. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Tab to go into object mode, and this should look alright. Now obviously it doesn't look like that now because we have to press Control A, and then you need to say apply scale. Let's take a look. There we go. So we've got this smaller piece wedged into these larger pieces. Next thing we can do is select our plane again, which is this over here, and we're going to add an array modifier. Now for this to work perfectly, we want to add the array modifier before the geometry. Numpad 7, that looks perfect. I'm going to press, you could choose merge, but there's no need. You can say duplicate, turn this on 0, put this on 1, and now you can just name this array y-axis. And we can name this array x-axis. And let's make this 5. Let's make this 5. And we click merge and merge or whatever. And there you have it. But at the moment this still looks a little bit bland, so let's go one step further. Now we've kind of done with this tutorial with geometry nodes. We're just adding things to make this look a little bit more interesting. So please don't forget to like and subscribe if you got the information you needed. But we are going to go one step further. This looks bland to me. So now your PC is going to run a lot slower now if you follow along. And I've got a laptop, so trust me, it's going to run slow this side as well. First thing we're going to do now is we're going to select this over here, and we're going to add a subdivision surface, and we're going to put it on 2 and keep it on simple. I'm going to do the same over here. 3 would be ideal, but honestly my computer dies on me. So there we go, both on simple. Now when we select this and we say add a displacement modifier, new, change the strength to 0.1. Now we could have just chosen the top face and create a group for that, which probably would have made sense, but we want it to look, have this, the displacement on all ends. Go to your texture properties, change this. Let's start off with a marble texture at the top. And we're going to go back here and let's increase this just so that there's some variance. And then we're going to press Shift A, empty plane axis, select this, change this to local to object and select the empty. So now when you've got the empty, you could mess with the texture here so you can get an interesting shape that you like. And perhaps we want to leave this on 0.15. Now let's leave it on 0.1 because we're not done yet, 0.1. So that's the marble texture we're adding here, which will all make sense in a second. Now on these items directly, let's add a displacement texture as well. Press new. And we're going to add a cloud texture. Go back here. Change this to 0.2. And we'll do the same here. And we're going to go to displacement. new clouds modifier 0.2. Now to get the full effect of what, let's take a look at that. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Now to get the full effect of what we are going for here, let's crank up this for a slightly better result. Alright, so I'm quite happy with that. Next thing we want to do is go to our shader editor on our cylinder here and press new. The first thing we're going to do is press Shift A, search, object, info, Shift A, search, color ramp, connect the color ramp into the base color, and connect the random into the factor, and then choose whatever colors you like. I'm going to choose a yellow, and maybe that. Perhaps I should just add one more color. And just make this one closer to white. So we've got some variance here. Okay, cool. So I'm quite happy with that. Let's change to our material viewport just for a second. And we can just copy this over here, Control C, select this, press new, Control V to paste, and connect this as well over here. Now you can see the two colors are added here, but not to the rest. Other thing you want to do is right-click Shade Smooth, right-click Shade Smooth. Alright, now to see the colors in this result, just press Tab once, and there you go. It's as easy as that. And they're all mixed with the random colors of what we had seen. But honestly, this looks, in my view, a lot better when we get to play around with a bit more subdivisions. And to be honest with you, I'm not feeling white. This doesn't look good. Select this, select this color, minus, bring this down here. There we go. And we go back here, and now let's mess with the displacement. Tab to edit mode, and now we can just mess with, let's make it 0.2. And we can just increase this axis to 10 as if it were some sort of pathway. And let's make the x-axis 30. Now each block is technically slightly different. It shouldn't be the same. Tab to go into object mode. Go, just leave it like that. Tab to go into, select that tab to go into edit mode. Anyways, I think we're done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.